Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are glad to have back Keith Good, goodsholistic.healing.com. Yes, he's back here as a healer to talk more about his energy healing and, of course, all he does with mentoring, meditation, crystals, and really he's here to help you tap into something deeper and greater than we are as a Reiki master, crystal Reiki master, spiritual mentor, meditation guide, chakra healer, and crystal healer. Keith Good joins us again, and we're here to talk more today about your holistic healing. How are you?
I'm doing well today. How are you doing, Jill?
I'm doing great, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I wanted to welcome you back here, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. And it's amazing this work that you do. To you, it's just work, it's mundane, but you love helping people. You're based out of Billings, Montana, but you're working with people all over the world. So give us a little bit of, an overview if there's new time listeners today who may not be familiar with what you do. And I know we're going to dive into crystals, right?
Yes, we are. Okay, my name is Keith Good. I'm a Master's of Divinity of Metaphysics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also a Reiki Master Teacher. I can be contacted at goodsholistic.healing.com, and I can or info@goodsholistic.healing.com. You can also reach me at 406
Great.
272 6006.
Perfect.
We do want to go. I'm just playing around with some little crystals here if
Sure.
everybody's watching and seeing me look around.
Yes,
So
yes. He
we
told
do
me
want
that
to
was
go
the
into
topic. Okay. You happen to have them
yes,
right on you.
I do. I carry, matter of fact, one time I got to tell you a funny story.
Sure.
I was back east, which I am actually headed back west now. I'm not at home.
Oh,
I'm
okay. Yeah.
in South Dakota.
Okay.
So, but I was back east here about a year ago, and I went to see one of my stepdaughters, and I pulled out all my crystals out of my pockets, and she said, when you were a kid, you were only allowed to have one stone in your pocket at a time. I said, I carry all kinds of them.
Ah, love it.
She said, you're worse than a kid.
You're like, yep, I
So,
am.
and I do carry them because they have all kinds of different things. And the first thing I want to mention about crystals is that the best crystal for you is the one you're attracted to.
Mm-hmm.
It really has no idea. There's a lot of science behind them. There are isometrics and triagonals and hexagonals and monoclinics and triclinics, and none of that really means a whole lot. That's what they call the
Okay.
lattices in them.
Okay.
And the lattice is sort of like the geometric features of them, but not necessarily on the outside, but on the inside. And each one of those features does something different. Like you'll have a seeker, you'll have an attractor,
Yeah.
you'll have an enhancer, a barrier, a guardian, and a dispeller. And I want to talk more about that part of it than the actual lattices here in a minute.
Perfect.
But first, let's just give an overview. Almost all of Mother Earth or Gaia is one big crystal.
Ooh.
And basically, she's a quartz.
Oh.
Because everything we have, almost every crystal you pick up has quartz in it. From granite to obviously quartz. Silica is just quartz ground up into sand. So when you talk about Silicon Valley, that's just the sandy part of the quartz.
Didn't know that. Okay.
Garnet has quartz in it. Almost anything has quartz. Ruby has quartz in it. Sapphire, by the way, ruby is actually a sapphire.
Okay.
It's just a red sapphire instead of a blue sapphire. So we do a lot of talk about a lot of different types, and I don't even remember all the properties. I don't know if you can see it, but I have on an abalone shell, which is not a crystal.
Oh, I didn't know what that
it's a
was.
shell.
See, it looked from here. It looked very silver. It looked like didn't look like a shell to me.
I sort of been wearing. I wear it so often that it sort of gets a little tarnished.
Oh, it looked like that magnet type material. I forget what they call it. Like the.
Well, that's what it's called, magnetite.
Wait, is it really? That's exactly what I thought it was because it's. Oh my goodness.
or hematite is another kind,
Is it magnetic
but they're
though?
magnetic.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
magnetic, comes right out of the ground.
Okay.
And there's a plethora of crystals out there.
Yeah.
For instance, um, morganite is a
Okay.
type of beryl. It's a pink beryl,
Mm-hmm.
and it was named after J.P. Morgan, who found it.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
And he found it up in New York. So there's all kinds of different crystals out there. There's beryls, there's sapphires, there's quartz. And when I do crystal healing, it's not usually about the lattice. It's not usually about what type of crystal it is. It's
Okay.
about what I'm told intuitively to put at a certain spot on your body. I try to do it that way because
Yeah.
mentally I can't, first of all, can't remember all the different
Mm-hmm.
properties. Second of all, I don't want to use my head. I want to use my gut to
Yeah.
tell me what to use. For instance, you'll get citrine, which is a yellow type of quartz, and it's known for using on your solar plexus because it's yellow.
Okay.
But I've actually been told to put it on people's knees.
Wow.
Why? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always know what's going on inside a person. So whatever you're attracted to, and I have found in the past that I have a crystal cabinet when I meet people in person. I
Mm-hmm.
have a cabinet of a bunch of crystals, and most of the crystals I don't buy for me. I buy for healing for other people, so they don't have to be attracted. I don't have to be attracted to them. But I'll send my client to the crystal cabinet and say, pick out the crystals that are attracted to you the most today. And 90% of the time, it's the right crystals for them for that day
Amazing.
because that's where they need healing at, whether it be a pink one for the heart or a green one for the heart or one for the abdomen or for grounding or for, basically if you know the colors of your chakras, the colors of your chakras and the colors of the crystals coincide. So if you have a red crystal, it's going to be for your root chakra. If you have black or
Okay.
brown crystal, it's generally for your root chakra. If you have an orange crystal, it's going to be for your sacral, a yellow crystal for your solar plexus, pink or green for your heart, blue for your throat chakra, purple or often is for your third eye, and then clear would be for your um, crown. So generally speaking, that's the way it works. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the healing process, it really doesn't matter. It's whatever
Mm-hmm.
that particular part of you wants that day out of it. And
God bless. Yeah.
it's not just a type of crystal. For instance, you can say, I'm attracted to this Herkimer diamond today, which is actually a fake diamond. It's quartz. That's what we've used it when they call, when you see the rings made of quartz, it's usually probably Herkimer diamonds. And you can say, I'm attracted to that day, but I don't want this. There might be three of them. And you might say, I don't want this one or this one. I want this one. And there's a difference. And every one of those crystals has a difference because each one has a different anomaly. Each one of them has been pressurized different in the making or whatever it is. And so that particular crystal is the one that you want to go to. The specific one that you're attracted to is a specific reason for it. You can pick up two identical, what you think are identical crystals, and one will not vibrate or you won't feel the energy from, and the other one you will. And you can put them in, they say if you put them in your left hand, if you're right-handed, you're if you're right-handed, you put it in your left hand because the left hand then is incoming, right-handed is outgoing. So like you throw a baseball with your right hand, you don't catch with your right hand, it's outgoing. You throw with your right hand, you catch with your left hand, it's incoming. That's a good way to think about it. If you're left-handed, it's opposite. So if you put a crystal in your left hand, you might feel a little vibration, you might feel heat, you might feel cold, you might feel some kind of sensation. And that means it's attracted to you. If you don't feel anything, it means it's not crystal for you.
That's amazing.
So
Now, where do we find
very, very
crystals? Hold
interesting.
on. Where should we be getting our crystals from? Because, do we go on Amazon or no, is there a crystal shop? You sell them. How do you know you're getting a legit crystal? Yeah, that's a
Okay,
good question.
okay, okay. I get most of mine actually off of Etsy.
Okay. Okay.
But if you're really wanting to know if they're attracted to you before you go to any crystal shop. You can Google rock shops,
Okay.
and they're all crystal shops. They're all over the country. I have a friend of mine in Pennsylvania that actually goes to a big show in New Jersey
Mm-hmm.
every year to pick up all his crystals to sell. Now, I personally don't sell crystals. I just use them for healing. I just purchase them. Someday I may get into selling them, but there are some crystals you have to be very careful of because they can be reproduced man-made and then they don't have the properties.
Wow.
So you have to be careful with that,
There's crystal
particularly
scam artists
places
out
like,
there, probably. Yeah. Interesting.
oh yeah, you can take particularly Motivate is one of the ones that they like
Okay.
to do the most. Motivate is a crystal made from a meteor that has fallen, and it melts. It's really not the meteor itself. It just melts the sands and so forth around them,
Wow.
and it creates a crystal.
Interesting.
Well, because of the way it's made, you can actually have knockoffs that are made of glass. And so the reason I say go to a crystal shop is I'm playing with a pendulum here. Just bear with me.
Sure.
Um, the reason I say go to a crystal shop and see which ones you're attracted to is because you can then see if there's any energies in it for you. And so therefore I buy them. I buy them, like I say, off of Etsy mostly,
Mm-hmm.
but that's because I'm not buying them for me.
Got it.
I'm buying them for my customer, which means I don't have to be attracted to them.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some that I do buy that I'm attracted to, but um, not most of the ones I buy that I'm attracted to, I buy at crystal shops.
Got
And
it.
I go almost every, well, this time I didn't. I'm just, like I said, I'm on my way home from Pennsylvania, but I did not make it to any crystal shops this time when I was back east, um, which is unusual for me. But I didn't because I had some other issues going on. Now, the reason I'm untangling this pendulum is because here it is. I don't know if you can see it very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a garnet,
Oh, yeah.
and every pendulum, all my pendulums are crystals, all but one. One is wood, and a pendulum doesn't have to be a crystal. But what I use this stays in my pocket, and the reason I use this is so that I can. Here's a quartz. Here's a crystal quartz, a clear quartz, and it's one of the few quartz are one of the few that actually has the lattice on the outside as well. It's always six-sided.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hexagonal. But you can take this if you're in a crystal shop and you've attached yourself to a pendulum. There are so many energies in a crystal shop. You
Yeah.
might say, "Yeah, I'm attracted to this." So then you can ask the pendulum if this is a good crystal for you. Now, see, my pendulum is going around in a clockwise manner. It might look counterclockwise to you, but so that means actually what it's doing is clearing it right now.
Oh.
So if I say to myself with this crystal with this pendulum, if I say, "Is my name Mary?" and it'll say no.
Ah.
I'll say, "Is my name Keith?" and it'll turn the other way.
Wow.
And so you can do that with a crystal. You can say, "Is this crystal good for me?" and see how it's swinging the same way. That's how you test what it is, because everybody might have a different yes or no. Your yes might be the other way, might be this way. I'm making it do that one.
Wait, so
But
okay,
here I am. I
do it. Yeah, can I ask a
Go ahead.
question?
Probably not, but you
Oh,
can
okay, so
try.
it's just you. Okay. Um,
It's
um,
attached to the person that is
oh,
using it. You get
oh,
you get attracted to that one.
all right,
But
then
you
you
can
ask it a
ask it
question.
a question, see what it says.
How is my health? Is my health okay?
Saying yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. You ask another question because it's yours. Crystal, go ahead.
So So basically what I'm saying is you can go into a crystal shop with all the energies that you're confused with, and you can use the pendulum to say, is this the right crystal for me? And if it goes, I'm making this go around in a circle now, but if it goes around in a circle, it might mean maybe or I don't know versus a yes or no. Now, the way you
Yes.
test a pendulum is simply by doing what I did. Ask it something you know the answer is no to, and it will go like when I say, is my name Mary? It automatically says no. That's how you know which way, because like for instance, Jill, if you were doing it, it might swing the other way for no. So you have to get what your no and yes is. See, so mine says no, and I can say, is my name Keith? And it can say yes, and I can say, is my metaphysical healing process proper for me? And look how far it swings now. It's swinging really far.
Wow.
The only thing it doesn't like you to ask is about your love life, because you already have predetermined it, and it will not
It keeps
quite
spinning.
get it.
Wow. That is
Because a lot of things in life are affected by your free will. It
mm-hmm.
only gives you the most probable possibilities
Okay.
and probabilities by what you've done in your life. It doesn't give you
Got it.
nothing gives you
Mm-hmm.
a true answer. Even a card reader, a person that reads tarot cards, they're only telling you the most probable causes or the most possible cause. And you can always alter that by your um, by your free will and changing your
Mm-hmm.
mind, and that can alter your entire path
Wow.
so that it won't come true. So people say some psychics are sort of I shouldn't say some psychics, I should say some healers are
Healers.
charlatans
Wow.
because they're just in it for the money and they're not, and they pretend. So anyway, so that's the basics. Now I wanted to go over, there's a seeker, an
Sure.
attractor, an enhancer, a
Mm-hmm.
barrier, a guardian, and a dispeller. Basically they do exactly what they say.
Okay.
So if you're wanting to attract something, you find an attractor. Okay, you find you look up and find out if it's an attractor or a seeker or whatever. But in order to attract one, you usually have to have a seeker as well. You're seeking out what you're being attracted to. Okay. Now I don't remember which ones are which. I have to look them up all the time. The ones that I use the most are the barriers, guardians, and enhancers. The barriers keep things from you. So, in other words, here's one right here that's sort of broken up, but here's one right here. It's an obsidian, and it's a
Oh.
barrier.
Wow.
It keeps bad energies coming into me. Okay, so if I
Obsidian.
have a
I've heard of
client,
that. Mm-hmm.
if I have if I have a big obsidian ball I set between me and the client, it looks almost like I should be reading a crystal ball, and I do that because I've had a couple of clients that have so much unneeded energies, and I bring them in. So I put this ball in between it so that it dispels it, or it's a barrier to me, keep me from bringing it in. So I use that. The guardian does just the opposite. The guardian keeps things from pulling things out of you. It guards your person. It guards your area. Okay. The dispeller dispels things away from you that you don't need. Okay. And the enhancer, which is the best enhancer, is the quartz. It enhances everything. I will say to you, be very careful of a diamond, because a
Ooh.
diamond is an enhancer. But unlike the quartz enhances the good parts.
Okay.
A diamond will enhance the good and the bad. So if you're in a bad mood, it will enhance
Ah.
your bad mood. If you're in a good mood, it will enhance your good mood. A quartz, on the other hand, only will not enhance a bad mood. It only enhances the good mood. So diamonds, matter of fact, women are told to take their diamonds off when they have PMS because it
Really?
will enhance it.
Ooh,
It will enhance the cramps and so forth during the menstrual cycles because diamonds are an enhancer.
wow. Wow.
So these are some of the things that people can be aware of, and
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anybody to be perfect in
No,
knowing all this because
no.
I don't, but it is significant that you find different things. So here we had the obsidian and the quartz and the garnet.
Uh-huh.
And then you wanted to talk about this, Joe, a little bit. We talked before. This is
Yeah.
a rose quartz.
Yeah, my uncle just passed away, and I was there yesterday with him, and it was an open casket. And one of the people from the services walked over and had a little bag, and she wanted to put the rose quartz inside his jacket pocket. And I said, "Well, wow, what is that for?" And she started talking about the healing and the calmness and the properties of the stone, and I knew nothing of it. And it was just, I was overwhelmed because I was seeing my uncle. And so, could you share more details about the rose quartz and what it's for?
Well, the rose quartz is normally used as for self-love.
Okay.
It's a pink one. Pink is the heart. And so it has every crystal has many properties, and some of them are used for more common reasons than others. But quartz in general, which this is a rose quartz, which means it's mixed with something. I don't know what it's mixed with, but for instance, an amethyst. Talk about amethysts. Amethyst just a purple quartz.
Oh,
So basically, but this is a very calming stone. It will help you to ward off any anxieties of sorts. It will help you to become a little more calm.
hmm,
It'll calm you down, and especially in the now why they use that with a past person that has passed on. I'm not quite sure why they put it with him instead of with the people around him, because it would seem to me that it would help to calm the people around him.
yeah.
It may be that as people walk up through the casket, that it helps to calm that radiates out and helps to calm the people that are walking by.
Wow.
Would be my guess, because because it's more for the living than the
Yeah.
spirit form. He's already in spirit by this time. My guess is that it's more of that kind of thing than anything else. If I were putting anything in a uh, casket, I think I would put the um, amethyst with it, because amethyst
Oh, yeah.
is the more
Well, I did ask
spiritual
her, I
one.
said, "Are you like a Reiki master?" She's like, "No, I just like crystal." So maybe she doesn't know exactly the property, but interesting.
Well, and it doesn't matter it doesn't matter what the property is, because that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah,
you're attracted to do that, if you have a gut feeling to do that, that's the right
that's the
thing
right
to do.
feeling. Okay.
She may think, you see, sometimes source, as I call them, or spirit, uses something else to get us to do the right thing.
Got it.
Okay. So you might have an attraction to do something
Mm-hmm.
to, for instance, when I had my brick and mortar Reiki center,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that Reiki center. So Spirit used that to give me the quiet place to study to get my master's degree.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of customers at the time, but that's what Spirit used to get me to move on,
Amazing.
because that's where my mind was taking me. So
Yeah.
to get back to your uncle, if you took if if the idea to get the crystal into the pocket so that it would calm the people walking by down, it might have used the attraction of saying, let's put it in the casket for his purposes, because that's what you wanted to do, or she wanted to do. But it was actually for the people around. It wasn't actually for him at all, because he's already out of his body. He's the third dimensional body that's there. The rest of it is he's already in the spirit world. So we won't know, if she's following her gut feeling, she did the right thing. That's really
Got
what
it.
it comes down to.
This is fascinating. Keith, good. I just got to remind everyone how we reach out to you, and we have to wrap up. We only have 2 minutes left. It happened so quick.
Holy cow.
Yeah, holy cow
It
is
did.
right. But we always have a great conversation. So hold on, Keith Good. It's goodsholistichealing.com. Go ahead. What else do you want to add for this conversation today? Wow.
Well, let's first get out the info at goodsholistic.com for the email, and 406-272-6006 for the phone number. Get on the website, see what we have to offer. Wow, that went fast. I guess I could talk a long time about crystals, but I guess the biggest thing that I want you to know is that all these crystals are there, and you use your intuition, use your gut feeling as to what you use them and need them for.
Yeah.
And
oh my goodness.
they will do the job.
All right.
They will help you enhance anything you need.
Well, thank you so much.
So,
Pleasure having you here. And of course, looking forward to the next time we connect. Thank you for this information on crystals. We appreciate it. And all your other services, check out his website. There's so much to him and what he has to offer. And again, he's virtual. Reach out to him anywhere around the world. And thank you for being so awesome. Keith, thank you for today. I can't believe that pendulum, how it responded. Yes and no. This is fascinating. Thank you.
You can do that with a string and a washer.
String and a washer. I'm going to get myself one. Thank you so much for
Anything
that.
that has
Feel
weight.
the energy. Got it. I have a fishing weight in the garage. I'll use that. Thank you.
That'll work.
All right. Have a great day, Keith. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.